I'm Velshi with MSNBC. March is Women's History Month, an appropriate time to reflect on the many women who shaped American history, in particular, the constitutional visionaries like Phillis Wheatley, Harriet Tubman, Cady Stanton, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We honor these women this week in a more perfect union. Jeffrey Rosen, president and CEO of the National Constitution Center, joins me in remembering these women who played critical roles in the nation's historic social movements. Jeff.
Ali, it's great to join you for Women's History Month to celebrate these four constitutional visionaries. So Phyllis Wheatley was the first African-American and the second woman after Anne Bradstreet to publish a book of poems. She was brought to America by slave traders in 1761. She published her first poems at the age of 14, and she became the celebrity of her time. Henry Louis Gates calls her the most famous African on the face of the earth, the Oprah Winfrey of her time. Her poems were so good that people didn't believe that she wrote them. So the city of Boston held a trial, believe it or not, presided over by John Hancock, about whether or not she wrote her own poems. They concluded she absolutely did, and she was emancipated and became a heroic opponent of slavery. So our second great visionary is Harriet Tubman. She was known as the Moses of her people. She was enslaved, escaped, and helped others gain their freedom as a conductor of the Underground Railroad. She's considered the first African-American woman to serve in the military, and she helped dozens of people escape to freedom. Then we have Cady Stanton. She's considered the woman who helped to formulate the agenda for women's rights that guided the struggle well into the 20th century. She wrote the Declaration of Sentiments at Seneca Falls, which expanded on the Declaration of Independence and insisted that all men and women are created equal. And then she became an advocate for women's rights on a whole host of issues, including fighting for the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery. And our final constitutional visionary, and Ali, it's fit to remember her this week, which would have been her birthday, is Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She was the most important advocate for gender equality of our time. She convinced the Supreme Court to recognize that distinctions on the basis of sex are nearly and just as pernicious as distinctions on the basis of race. And she expressed that view in path-breaking opinions on the Supreme Court. There's a new book. Her final book of speeches and opinions is just published, and it's called Justice, Justice, Shalt Thou Pursue.
And it is an important read. Another important read on Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg is Ginsburg on Life, Love, Liberty, and Law, written by you, one of the most recent books and important books on her life. Jeff, as always, thank you so much. Jeffrey Rosen is the president and CEO of the National Constitution Center.